Dear friends, it is a special moment for all the Poles around the world. Tomorrow we commemorate the Warsaw Uprising, which was the single largest military effort taken by any European resistance movement during the World War II. On August 2nd, we commemorate the legendary 303 Squadron, which was formed on that day, 82 years ago. So it is really a special time for us, Poles. Today we gathered together on the historic USS Intrepid, an American aircraft carrier that served for the US Navy and the American pilots during the Second World War. Today I want to speak not only about the war and its terrible effects, but first and foremost, I want to speak about peace. Peace education is very important, and the greatest importance is maintaining peace. Especially today, when the inhuman, cruel war is taking place in Ukraine. Thousands of Ukrainians lost their lives already. Millions were forced to flee to other countries to make their children safe. Infrastructure and cultural heritage are destroyed in many places. Access to the hospitals is extremely limited. Since World War II, there were many conflicts around the globe. Millions of people, children, adults, elderly, had sought refuge in remote corners of the world. It is very hard to start all over again. For me, as an international peace ambassador and global anti-landmine activist, it is extremely important to speak about the terrible effects of war. It was said today already, but I will repeat. Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed, but by so many to so few. Those were the words of Winston Churchill about the pilots who fought in the Battle of Britain. Among the few were the young men of the Polish Air Force, whose bravery and education played a vital role in defeating the Luftwaffe. Number 303 Squadron RAF was also known as the 303rd Tadeusz Kościuszko Warsaw Fighting Squadron, and was one of the two Polish squadrons to fight during the Battle of Britain. In total, there were 16 Polish squadrons in RAF. 303 Squadron was the most successful fighter command unit in the Battle of Britain. Those young pilots were fighting not only for Poland or Great Britain, not even for Europe. They were fighting for the whole world, as Nazism was spreading very quickly and brought a death toll. The story about the 303 Squadron is a story about persistence, bravery, and standing for what is right. The story motivated many people around the world to become a better person, to stand for what they believe is important. That was our goal and our purpose, to bring this story again to life, to show this story for the international publicity. Motivated by beautiful passion for aviation, these pilots, well-educated young pilots, started the hardest exam in their lives. In making the 303 Squadron movie, I had the honor to meet pilots from the 303 Squadron and other squadrons who fought in the Battle of Britain. Today I can say that we were racing against the ticking clock. A few years ago, the Veterans Rally took place in the United States, which was co-organized by my foundation. The rally covered over 6,000 kilometers from Los Angeles to New York, with 44 stops on the way to commemorate the Polish soldiers who died in Afghanistan, but also to raise awareness about the PTSD syndrome, another burden of war. During that time, I visited here in New York Jerzy Główczewski in his apartment. He was a soldier of the Independent Carpathian Brigade and later a pilot of the 308 Fighter Squadron. We became friends and we exchanged many, many letters. He was a wonderful Pole, but also wonderful American. I remember a small tear in his eyes when we watched together for the first time the 303 Squadron movie. That was a great motivation to do everything what was in our power to promote this history, to teach the young generation about their bravery. I have a vivid memory of his words, which I want to tell you today. War is the worst thing on earth. There is nothing beautiful in the war. The most beautiful thing on earth is peace, which enables young people like yourself to dream and create their future, to educate and to build. It is our human duty to create and improve the future for the next generations. When Jerzy Główczewski was a young man, his dream was to become an architect. The war destroyed his plans, but after the war, he was persistent enough to fulfill his dream. Jerzy Główczewski in the USA worked for the UN and Ford Foundation. He also lectured in architecture at the Pratt Institute in New York. But before that fact, he was an architect in post-war Warsaw. After the war, as an architect, he worked in a team that rebuilt the most valuable architectural monuments in Warsaw, modeled on Canaletto's paintings. Today, when I walk in a Central Park near to his apartment, my heart is fulfilled with the gratitude. Tomorrow, my dear friends, is the Warsaw Uprising anniversary. After the 5 years of Nazi terror, a group of 23,000, mainly very young people, started to fight in Warsaw. Only 10% of them were armed. Traces of the uprising's terrible fights have remained in Warsaw till today. Before the war, Warsaw was called the Paris of the North. Today you will see the fragments of the Squadron 303 movie. Here in New York, but also in LA, in Chicago, with the producers and actors, we had many meetings in theaters with people from all over the world who wanted to listen about the legendary 303 Squadron. I also highly encourage you to visit 303 Museum in Poland, in Napoleon, which has the largest collection of the memorabilia of Polish pilots from the Battle of Britain, which I have the honor to be an ambassador. I would like to thank the organizer of the International History Olympiad, David Madden. It is my honor to give you, David, a medal, a special coin funded by my foundation for the remembrance of the Polish pilots fighting in Poland and abroad. This medal is a symbol of the gallantry of the 303 Squadron, but also a great reminder of Tadeusz Kościuszko traditions, who is a hero both in Poland and here in the United States. Thank you, David, for teaching the youngest that education is the key. Access to education is a human right, but also a great blessing, of which many children around the world are deprived due to the wars and poverty. Dear laureates, during the Olympiad you learned about history, geography, and culture. Education will enable you to become responsible adults. I truly believe in that. It will allow you to live peacefully with a deep understanding of the world and also with great respect for other people, other cultures, other religions. It will teach you to solve the problems and to solve the global conflicts. I believe in you, as well as our grandfathers who fought for freedom. Chwała bohaterom. God bless America. It is the moment when I want to give David Madden the symbol of the 303 Squadron. It's the symbol of Kościuszko division as well, and Tadeusz Kościuszko, so that is why the 303 Squadron has its nickname, Tadeusz Kościuszko Warsaw Fighting Squadron. Here is the symbol of the squadron and of the captain.
Bardzo dziękuję.
Bardzo proszę.
Thank you so much.